Bitcoin and the crypto market have had a harsh sell-off over the past 24 hours, but this is why it's very bullish for us in the long term. And here are the top altcoins that we're looking to scoop up on this dip before the altcoin season really takes off. This is your Altcoin Buzz news. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, altcoinbuzz.io, and as always, not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. So this hasn't been the best 24 hours in the crypto markets. It looks like we've had about over $600 million in liquidations in the past 24 hours. And this was a little while ago, so I'm sure it's even more right now. We were saying this yesterday. If this fails and it breaks back down below 100K, this is going to get a lot uglier, and we're probably going to 95,000 to 90,000 if we break below this expansion candle, which was this candle that we broke out from yesterday around $98,000. And unfortunately, after the New York Open happened yesterday, we then proceeded to dump in the stock market as well. And then crypto followed as well. And now we are back under $98,000, under $94,000, and heading towards what looks like $90,000. So sadly, it does look like this scenario might play out where we head to $90,000. Then we hopefully consolidate not too much lower. I'm hoping, we don't go too much lower below 85,000. I could see us taking out this wick, which is right here below around 85,000. I could see us going as low as that. I don't want to see us going too low below that, because then we're heading below this huge gap, which we have down to around 73,000. So we don't want to go too much lower than this wick right here, because if we do, then we'll fill in all of this level here all the way back down to around $73,000, which would not look very good, especially on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. I don't think that's going to happen, but going down towards $87,000, I think is definitely a possibility in this blue box. Between $87,000 and $90,000 is definitely a possibility this week, unfortunately. So make sure you are planning accordingly. And then we have Bob Lucas, who says, this is just day 8 of the Bitcoin 60-day cycle, and working on the first red candle of the cycle, nothing unusual. Too early for sustained weakness, so I think we bounce off the 10-day EMA. The issue is on the weekly cycle. Don't think we've seen enough of a sentiment clearing process. Doesn't have to be uber bearish, but we might need to fiddle around in the range and get more comfortable with the 100K prints before we can really leave this area behind. In short, after a 105% move, I think we need to digest this area before another all-time high. And sustainability-wise, that would be best. As always, just be patient. This bull market is super healthy. But on the bright side, Doug Funny says, not sure who needs to hear this, but Bitcoin has never topped without tagging this trend line on the 1-month RSI. If it rises up as fast as it's ever gone up, the soonest it will likely get there is April. Also, a friendly reminder, all on-chain social and app ranking signals are ice cold. So he's saying the RSI usually has to get to very overbought on Bitcoin in order for us to have a top cycle. So he's saying this isn't the top of the cycle. If you were worried about that, this isn't, the end of the Bitcoin bull market for this year. And he's saying over the past decade, this has been a reliable signal where Bitcoin on the 1-month RSI has gotten to this overbought level. And it would take us until April to get to this level, because it takes a while for this RSI to get up here. So he's saying at the very least, April would be the top of Bitcoin. But we don't have to worry about it being the top right now. And then we have Mr. Crypto, who says markets are dumping because an interest rate pause is likely. But many do not realize this is actually bullish for the markets in the long run by the dip. So he's saying as the interest rates pause, typically, Bitcoin has a sell-off, but this is better in the long term because we're able to hold these levels, and it's usually better for a more sustained, a longer-term bull run instead of a quick bull run where we'd end around April. So he's saying this is bullish for the long term for crypto. He also says this is why Bitcoin is dumping. The U.S. economic data surged, pushing bond yields higher. Job openings beat expectations, but both of these are bad for risk assets like Bitcoin. And then on a brighter note, we have Senator Cynthia Lummis, who said, wouldn't it be funny if the U.S. is buying Bitcoin and it scares China and Russia, so they start buying Bitcoin as well?
Wouldn't it be fun if the next arms race was not for weapons, it was for Bitcoin? Wouldn't it be fun if the U.S. is buying Bitcoin and it scares China and Russia, so they start buying Bitcoin, and we have an arms race over Bitcoin instead of over weapons? That we're as globally, we're challenging each other to have a secure store of value.
And then we have Ripple and Chainlink, and RLUSD has adopted the Chainlink standard for verifiable data to fuel DeFi adoption with real-time secure pricing data. And at the same time, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, had a great dinner last night with Donald Trump at the White House, so this is a strong start to 2025. I'm sure we'll start to see a lot more Ripple news and partnerships coming out of Washington and the White House with how crypto-friendly this administration is. And then we have Ripple president Monica Long, who expects to see the new stablecoin RLUSD on more platforms imminently, saying this.
Demand for stablecoins, we think, will grow along with that. As you mentioned, I mean, it's really the way to on-ramp and off-ramp. It's also used as a key asset in trading. So we think that the market's going to grow tremendously over the course of the next year. Our demand from within our client base, our business doubled within payments last year. And so we see a really strong growth trajectory for our payment solution. And with that, Ripple US dollar will have a premium role.
So XRP is actually one that is looking better than most of the market right now. So like we were saying earlier, we did come up in this order block here, which was a level of resistance, and then we rejected. And then we came back down here to this level, and we've held above this midpoint here between these two order blocks. So this is the mid-range. We've actually held up pretty well here so far, better than most of the markets right now. This is Bitcoin, and this is Ripple, or this is XRP. So XRP is holding up better than the rest of the market currently. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin turns around, if XRP goes up much faster than the rest of the market and is one of the stronger coins right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do, if Bitcoin does turn around, Ripple XRP breaks above this and then comes and consolidates and actually heads up higher faster than Bitcoin. So XRP is looking very good right now. And then the next altcoin that we're looking at is actually Solana. So Andrew Kang recently said 2025 Sol ETF trade. Sol retraced most of the post-Trump election pump. Almost a given, Sol ETF approved this year, if not in Q1, with approval deadlines between January and March. No grayscale overhang like you had with Ethereum, which, grayscale had a bunch of Ethereum. So when the ETF got approved, there was a lot of dumping by grayscale. And Solana is also valued relatively cheap compared to its network usage and growth rate. Keep it simple. And then we also have Curb, who says Solana is undervalued. Solana has more volume than ETH and Base combined. So you can see Solana at $3.928 billion, ETH at 1.7, and Base at 1.27. So more than both of these networks combined, Solana is doing more volume than both of those. However, not looking amazing. Solana, this is one that we all hold and we like here at Altcoin Buzz. However, yeah, on the daily chart, not looking great. I can see us coming back down here, probably to this blue box. If Bitcoin does continue to sell off, I do see us coming probably down here, taking out these wicks below $175 and probably wicking between $100 and $169, $170. Somewhere around here, I could see us, consolidating and then continuing up. I do think Solana gets an ETF this year, like he said. I do think Solana outperforms again at some point. However, it is just processing the overhang, which everyone knows there's a $3 billion token unlock coming in, I believe, March. So everyone knows there's a lot of supply overhang coming, so that's getting priced in. As well as the rest of the crypto market being sold off. So a lot of things are being priced in. Solana also went from $7 to $265 in the course of a year and a half. So it is had a big run up. So it's basically just consolidating right now, and I'm sure at some point it will outperform, but it is being one of those underperformers over the last month or so. So it has been painful to hold and trade if you're a spot holder or a trader. But I do think we do see $400 in the next few months for Solana. And I do see an ETF coming as well. Seed World is where gaming and user-generated content meet. Seed World's native S-World token had its TGE in late October, and we know some of you took part. Since then, the price has increased from 0.0027 to 0.0057, or just a little more than a 2x. It's had a great ROI, especially compared to other games, so let's see why. The first main game in Seed World is Beyond the Keep. You can build out part of the game yourself, and others get to play in the section you created. It's the ultimate in community-based gaming, and here's some footage. which we've seen anywhere from Web3 games, and you still have a chance to claim lands and tokens by staking S-World or buying a seed route and preparing for the full game launch of Beyond the Keep. Those who have tried it are excited by the combo of great game footage, NFTs, in-game currency, and potentially thriving game economy. And the team also has an update on the seed routes. Phase 1 is getting ready to kick off, and those earning S-World tokens in your seed routes NFTs will continue to do so. If you like what you've seen and you want to know how to get the S-World token and stake it, the easiest places to get it are on top dexes like Trader Joe, PancakeSwap, Aerodrome on Base, and Uniswap. And once you do, you can stake in 90-day increments from 90 up to 360 days. And you can also earn up to 10% on your S-World tokens. So check out Seed World with the link down below. And then we have Doc Crypto, who says breaking 21 shares has increased the size of their Render ETP to $2.1 million. So institutional money is investing heavily in Render. Like this post if you're bullish about Render. And at the same time, Render RNP will enable AI agents to access the GPU network. And then Pro Render says the demand for GPUs will continue to rise. GPU compute shortage will happen. AI interference in AI agents will require an infinite amount of GPUs in training. Render and NVIDIA will lead the GPU demand spree. Render is the NVIDIA of crypto. And Render is one of the highest market cap ones as well. Render actually looking decent on the high time frame. So this is the daily chart. We are holding at this mid-level here. So if you imagine a big range, we are holding roughly in the middle of this range. So if you imagine 1, 2, 3, this is the middle range. If we can hold above this mid-range here and then consolidate above around, what is it? $7.42. If we can hold this range, I do see us consolidating for a little bit and then heading to new all-time highs if Bitcoin does turn around and we head back above $100,000. However, if we do have that scenario, like we said, and we do come down here towards $87,000, I'm sure a Render probably breaks through this and heads back down to its next level, somewhere around here, around $4.65. So if you are able to pick up Render here, I'm sure that's a great level as well. This is the level that we want to hold right now. So you have to kind of watch and see what Bitcoin does. So if we hold this level, great level to buy. If not, we're probably going back down here towards $4.50 again, unfortunately. And then we also have Injective, who says, congrats to our friends at Sonic SVM on the launch of Sonic today. So this is the Sonic layer 2 on top of Solana, and Sonic and Injective are launching the first cross-chain AI agent platform. This will enable builders to easily launch cross-chain AI agents that are composable across Solana and Injective. Being that this is a pivotal development for the AI agent sector, this further cements Injective's vision of a multi-VM future where any developer can build any agent using their choice of top VMs like EVM, SVM, WASM, and more. In addition, Injective's AI agent SDK, iAgent, enables anyone to build multi-purpose AI agents from scratch with a few steps. Looking ahead, iAgent paired with Smart Agent Hub will make creating new and diverse cross-chain agents a breeze. And then Sonic also posted its launch time, saying they're officially tradable on these different exchanges like Jupiter, OKX, Bybit, KuCoin, BitGet, Gate, Mexi, Backpack, TrueBit, Hashkey, and BingX. And so they have just launched as well. And so we have to go down to a lower time frame chart. So this is, unfortunately, they launched as the market was dumping. So it was a really hard time to launch. But we are holding above this level here at around 90 cents. If we can hold this level, we are looking good. But like I said, if Bitcoin does continue to down, I'm sure we head back down, unfortunately, to this level of the opening, which was around 80 cents. So I would like to see us hold above here if we can with Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin and the stock market do continue to dump on New York Open today, I can imagine us coming back down here to around 80 cents, unfortunately, and then consolidating before we head back up. And then this is where you would want to buy again on a reclaim of this level around 90 cents. Unless you're spot buying and you just want to pick this up for the long term, you can always pick it up around here at 80 cents at the listing opening price. So that is Sonic, and that's the market for today. I wish I had better news for us all. But Bitcoin is not looking great right now. I will say this is the time to load up on all coins that you are bullish on. Some of the altcoins that we mentioned today, if you're bullish on. Unfortunately, Bitcoin has not given us a great past 24 hours, but I can see us coming out of Q1 a lot richer. So just make sure to stay in the market, stay paying attention, make sure to subscribe so you can keep getting more updates like this. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.